So tell us about TechAdaptica's idea of making remote learning more interesting rather than just sitting in front of a computer and looking at words.
Well, look, Adnan, in 2020 only, 75% of students all over the world were unsatisfied with traditional online educational tools. We wanted to change that because we have the feeling that the biggest problem of online education is actually isolation. Too often students are left alone watching a pre-recorded video in front of a computer, or even worse, they're on Zoom, muted the microphone, and they're just waiting for the teacher to talk. We wanted to create a virtual environment that feels safe, where students with their avatars are able to hang around, talk to whoever they want, go to class, work in groups, and multiply all these interactions between students, teachers, and truthfully create a community of learners. And that's the biggest challenge of online education. You need to create a community of learners.
How does it work? What does the student see? Because from what you've described, I'm guessing that virtual reality classroom means that wherever you are, you actually feel as if you're part of that group of 20 to 30 children right in that very area where you normally sit at your desk and look at the blackboard and see the teacher. Is it essentially recreating a classroom in a virtual environment?
We've been very good at analyzing the emotional aspect of online learning with students and teachers. As soon as you understand the emotional aspect, what they're going through, you're actually able to understand how to get them more engaged. So students with their avatars, they can walk around, they can go to class, they can watch videos, they can work in teams. All that creates a feeling of, or a sense of community that feels like almost like your own classroom. In other words, at TechAdaptica, we eliminate the distance in distance learning. That's our mandate.
Okay, so I'm looking at an example here of a lecture hall. So each person sitting in a seat there would be a student. Effectively, if that student is controlling their avatar in their classroom, could they stand up and go to the front of the classroom and speak to the teacher? Can you do things like that? So, I mean, the physical representation of you being in the classroom is that avatar.
Absolutely. That's exactly the point. Every avatar is powered by a student. They can talk to each other. They can click on each other and see who they are, where they are, what they're looking for, what they're struggling with. And this way, when you multiply the interactions between people, this is what true immersion means. This is where people feel a little bit more safe and feel part of a community of learners.
Okay, so the most important thing, I'm really loving this idea, Hosni. What about the reaction? What are the teachers saying? What are the students saying?
Well, right now we're working with over 40 school boards, that thousands of schools in the USA, Canada, France, Africa, and we talk to all these thousands of students, and they're all really happy about this new way to engage. So the key here is eliminate that distance in distance learning. Right now, we will be able to help organizations, governments deploy education, quality education, to as many people as possible. And that's really the mandate of the 21st century education.